What's up, you MMTLP army and moneymakers? Welcome back to the channel. I'll be reviewing what is going on with MMTLP, why we are down almost 7% in today's market, whether there is FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in MMTLP and many other stocks that we have been talking about. What is going on? Whether we should consider that it is a bearish momentum or it's just a pause before the next big spike. Let's talk about it because there were 11 days that we continuously started going up. Take a look for last 5 days. We are up 16% for last 1 month. We are up 335%. So if you think about 335% up, if we went above and beyond 350%, if we get below 7% or we get down 7%, not a big deal in my personal opinion. I've done some analysis in terms of the volume, what is going on into the market, why the market was down. So I'll be sharing all that information, very juicy, very important information. Remember that you want to stick to this video, watch out the full video, and you want to make an educated decision if you own MMTLP or if you're trying to get into MMTLP, because this is going to be one of the biggest squeeze that we may end up seeing, very similar to what we have seen for AMC, GME, so on and so forth. So watch the full video, hit the like button. If you can hit the like button, if you get 250 likes on this video, we can make sure that this video can reach to more and more people. Also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell because I have been sharing a ton of time sensitive updates. One of the bigger catalysts that is coming up for S1 form, we are at the amendment 3 and we want to keep an eye out as to what is going on. Now at that point, MMTLP could spike up within a few hours or maybe within a few minutes as well. So you really want to keep an eye out. You want to make an informed financial decision as well. I am not a financial advisor. This is not a buy or sell advice, but what I do is a lot of research. I like to share it back with you, hoping you can also make informed financial decisions. So let's get into it. Why the market was down? Take a look. We were down. NASDAQ was down 3.36%. Dow Jones was down 1.5%. S&P was down 2.5%. What is going on? Dow ends 500 points lower today. NASDAQ falls 3.4% after Fed raises the rates. Now this was pretty much expected. Whenever the Fed is going to hike the interest rates, we will see the market going down, and we were expecting that 0.75% raise in terms of the market rate or the interest rate is coming up. Powell hints the terminal interest rate will be higher than expected. Now what is going on? It's not just MMTLP, but the entire stock market. Here is the stock heat map. Take a look. Technology, about electronic technology, it is down. AAPL, all these stocks, all you see red is down. There is a small green here, which means it went up. Now when you see a lighter green, it's 1% up, 2% up, and if you see a darker green into this heat map, we are up 3%. Take a look once again. Technology services down. Health industry down. We saw that one stock here that is up. Financial down. Retail, including all the retail stocks, Walmart, Amazon, everything is down. Consumer non-durable down. Energy and mineral like Exxon, Mobil, everything is down. McDonald's, consumer services down. So it's overall all the market. Consumer, the Tesla is down by 5 to 6% as you can see on this heat map. So it's not just one particular stock, and you can imagine that the small cap stocks that hammered the most because they are small caps. Now what you should consider, don't panic, as this Reddit post says, and I like to share this with you, and the credit goes to this particular user, but they say don't panic, the entire market dipped like thereafter the Fed announcement. Be happy we recovered much so quickly. So let's go back to this chart. So we were at 7.50, so $7.50. Our year range, the highest range is $7.51. What we did, we went down to $6.20, right, or $6.19 rather, right here. We quickly got back up and we were closed at $6.62. It would have been concerning if we stayed at $6 or $6.09 and we did not, or we could not really get back up. That could be a problem, but we have seen that we quickly got back up. That means there is a lot more appetite for the buyer's market for MMTLP. If you think about the strategy, right, and I like to share this once again with you, MMTLP strategy, make the shorts pay strategy. Now what this means, I covered this in brief yesterday. If we sell the straight sell price very high, that means let's say 3-digit price, $100 plus, the results are threefold. Number one, shorts will pay very handsomely for buying back because at some point they'll have to buy it. If they don't buy it as the retail investors, their brokerage will have to buy it because they have only a certain time limit before when they will need to square off their shorts. Second thing is retail investors will see significant return on the investment, or ROI as you can say, for every share that they own. And the last one is burn the shorts. It's a community effort, social effort. We have seen that for HCMC, we have seen that for AMC, GME, CTRM, you name them. If this strategy is implemented, it could be a life-changing strategy. There are millionaires made in AMC, GME, so on and so forth, Dogecoin, and it's all about the community effort. If you think about how the trend is going in terms of search, people are searching more and more and more about MMTLP. We did not really hit 100% as we saw in the week of October 12th when we saw $6.69, after that $7.50. Once again, we hit $7.50, but our search still is at 60% as you, or 60 points, or 69 points rather, as you can see on my screen. Now, what is going on? MMTLP is ranking pretty high. I wanted to tell you, if you haven't clicked the like button at this point, we really need 250 likes. I've been doing a lot of due diligence and sharing this back. I'm putting in a lot of time, energy, and effort in building this video, hoping you can also, I can give back and you can also make informed financial decisions. So help me out, motivate me, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is not just MMTLP down today. If you take a look right now, we're at number 4 in terms of the most active stock into the market. And this is once again OTC traded stock. And you can see right here, OTC meaning it is not traded on NYSE or NASDAQ or any major stock exchange, which means you'll have to go through the brokerage platform like Fidelity or Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, who supports that platforms that supports OTC trading. Now, you cannot really go buy at any random brokerage that you may have. So keep that in mind if you're trying to get into MMTLP. That is one of the limitation. And once again, it has nothing to do with MMTLP, but it's more like OTC market, which is why what we are seeing. Now, one of the bigger catalysts I wanted to tell you is the short squeeze that will electrify as the S1 privatization filing is going to be imminent. That means NEXTBRIDGE hydrocarbon spin-off that we have been talking about, the dividend, it is going to really make a pretty big catalyst. Now, number 4, which means we have a lot of appetite, a lot of eyeballs are looking into MMTLP. This could be the mother of all short squeeze. So you want to remember that. However, we were down, but our volume in terms of the message volume went up almost 12%, as you can see. 12,000, more than 12,500 watchers on stock tweets, and they are increasing day by day. We are not at all-time high in terms of the message volume that we saw back in the days, but we started getting back up there. So remember that part as well, that once we have a lot more eyeballs, it is going to be fantastic. Now, take a look here. Farm Wife, this is going to be, they are bullish, as you can see before 11 minutes. People, this dip was nothing. Wait until S18 drops and we'll start seeing swinging in dollars. And I 100% agree with that, because once again, going back to what I just shared with you in terms of the S1, this S1 privatization filing that the MMTLP has already filed for, this is going to be the game-changing event for MMTLP. So you want to keep an eye out on that part, because once again, we are also looking to stay above $7.01 in order to make sure that we do not have any resistance. The second resistance is going to be $7.51, which is a 52-week high. Shorts aren't going to roll over and die until they're at the very end. Long way to get yet. Great recovery at the end of the day probably ticked them off. So we saw that there was a massive selling that happened at the end of the day while the market was down, entire market was down. We were hovering around $7.50. However, we got back up pretty quickly. Once again, I wanted to show you our average volume is 698,000, which means 698,000 shares are traded during the trading session, which is one-day trading session. What did we do today? Double than that, 1.4 million. We did not really see that high yesterday. We were at 752,000 in terms of the total shares traded on the day yesterday. Right now, it doubled up, almost doubled up, 1.4 million. We saw prior to that on October 31st, 1.2 million volume. Now, if you think about this volume, where the volume comes from and where it goes, there might be a ton of short sellers are shorting the stock, but there is enough appetite and people are buying at $6. Now, at $6, someone will buy, and you can see how far we have come so far. In 1 month, we came all the way to 350%. Yes, we were down 8 or 9% or 7% rather today, but that's nothing if you can't really go back up and up and up. So all in all, our deep is not that much. If it was deep 25, 30, 40%, yes, it's concerning, because from this price point, let's say if you think about like 50% deep, you're looking at $3 to $4, which is once again concerning. But 5%, not really. 6%, rather 7%, it's not super concerning, at least to me. If you think about what we are doing in terms of the iBorrow desk, the MMTLP, we are seeing available shares 50,000. The fee is 22.9%, but 50,000 is really nothing. We have seen that was 40 before a day-ish, and we saw 22.3% is the fee. But today, again, we are at 50,000 avails or availables, and the fee is 22.9. One thing you want to also make sure that S1 privatization filing is imminent. That is going to be short squeeze electrifying event. Now, Metamaterial short squeeze electrifies as S1 privatization filing is imminent, and NEXTBRIDGE hydrocarbon spin-off is going to take place. Now, what we are seeing is $7.51 is a breaking point, one of the all-time high in last 52 weeks, but we're waiting for S1 approval. Right now, we are in the Amendment 3, and it is going to get approved. We are not foreseeing any major hiccups. Once again, we can't really tell for sure, and I do not have a crystal ball, so do your own due diligence and make sure that what you read is what is going to happen, because there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. In other words, FUD is going on in the market. Once it's approved, the S1 is approved, it is going to have 80 million shares that are in short position at the moment. They will have to cover in next 15 days. So 80 million shares short position, they must cover within next 15 days once the S1 is approved, which is going to be one of the biggest catalyst, one of the bigger event that can cause short squeeze, gamma squeeze, because the shorts will have to cover. If they don't cover as retail investors, their brokerage firm will cover and they will send the invoice to them. And if they don't cover, the broker will cover the shares for them. As you can see right here, when it happens, the brokers are just dumping off the stuff, and we'll see perhaps it is going to be astronomical price. It's $100, $150, whatever that is, because now they are going to get to a timeline that will be a deadline for those particular shares that they need to cover. Regardless of this 80 million shares to be covered, we'll see very significant increase in trading volume. Ultimately, the brokers will pay. Now 80 million, right? We are looking at right now, what is our volume? 1.4 million, and we are saying we are a high volume. Now think about 80 million square off. It is going to be massive. It is going to be super volatile. You want to really keep an eye out, because whatever price that they have to do, they will have to close out that position. Should be significant short squeeze that happens after the S1 is approved. Could be $30, could be $60, or more than that, it could hit $80 very quickly as well. That's all I'm trying to say. There might not be super logical explanation, because why it could be $60, why it could be $80, because it's a short squeeze, which means you are selling as the seller and you're putting up a price. If the buyer is willing to buy, because they'll have to square off, they will do anything and everything in their power to buy the stock. Now, will there be more buying? Probably yes, because there will be some FOMO. People will have fear of missing out, and once they have fear of missing out, what happens? It could become bigger than just the short squeeze. It could be very interesting once the S1 spin out for the NEXTBRIDGE is approved. So you want to keep an eye out on that as well. I hope you really like this information, because this is going to be, you might be asking yourself, MMTLP short squeeze, what's going to happen? When should I sell? Should I set up a stop loss? Yes or no? Should I set up a sell order? Who pays in order? It does not really matter, because no one really knows that what is going to happen. It depends upon how it happens and when it happens, and I will keep you posted. I'll try my best to keep you posted, and which is why you want to click the like button so we can share this information with more and more people for this video. You want to subscribe so you can get notified as well, and you want to turn on the notification bell so the YouTube can notify you as soon as I drop the video, because this might happen super quickly and we don't know. You know that what happened with AMC, GME, so on and so forth. The last thing I want to cover is the short volume. We do not have the data for November 2nd, but take a look at November 1st. We see the short volume percentage of 49.12%, which is massive, but it is not as massive as what we saw, 67%, almost 68%, 70%, and we drop down. Now, what happens next is we might have a high short volume today. We don't have the data. Let me try refreshing this page. if we get it. Now, once again, it is an OTC stock, so there might be some delay as well, might be some variance and some delta between the numbers, but we did not really see high volume yesterday. 752, we saw the short volume 370,000 more or less. 1.2, we saw pretty good, about 50 in terms of the short volume, but we did not really see the 70% short volume. So the shorts are playing cautious. You want to remember that. Now the market, the entire market was down today because of the Fed rate hikes. As you already know, I showed you the stock heat map. So hopefully you can understand that this is not just one stock. It has nothing to do with MMTLP. Entire market was down. You can always see right here that the Nasdaq was down more than 3%, S&P 2.5%, Dow Jones 1.5%. So it's a massive downtrend into the market because of the rate hikes that you can imagine. It is going to create a lot more FUD in terms of the real estate market, because the housing price is going to suffer, as at the same time we will start seeing that the mortgages are not going to get approved, so on and so forth. But that's for another video. I hope you like this. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.